So I'm standing here with Jan McNeil, and Jan, we wanted to have a conversation about this seemingly unseasonably warm weather, but it kind of happens every year almost, doesn't it?
It does, and I know that the weathermen are saying that it's the warmest February on record, et cetera, and it may be, but it isn't that much warmer. And we always have a false spring in early February that makes folks want to get out and do everything, which is good. We get our yards cleaned up, and then at least in the Portland area, it rains until June, and then we can garden.
So what is it that we should, like, if we have a freeze again, there's the possibility of things like fruit trees, if they're in blossom, getting damaged. What should we be concerned about?
Well, you can be concerned, but there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. This is a plum tree, a fruiting plum, and there's two varieties on here. One is in full bloom right now, and the other one isn't blooming yet. But there isn't much you're going to do. If we get really hard rains when the pollen is out, you might not get very good pollination and not as much fruit. If we get a freeze, you might not get as much fruit. Likely we're not going to get a freeze that's going to make a difference. But and bees are starting to come out.
They are,
mason bees and some of the bumblebees, and I haven't seen any honeybees yet, but they'll be out. And so even wind pollination will work for these trees. So and even daffodils, you could see daffodils or tulips, especially daffodils, in solid ice and snow on them, and they melt and come out just fine.
So Jan, what can we, or what should we be doing at this time of year right now in this weather?
Well, you could do major cleanup, get the leaves off the gardens, etc. You could be pruning roses. You could be, don't prune things that flower in the spring. Wait till they're done flowering, and then you can prune those back. You can be, if you're going to plant any vegetables, you can look at cool season crops like lettuce and broccoli and peas and things like that, and you can be starting some seeds inside if you want. So there's things to do.
Still plenty to do.
To keep us out of trouble, but you really don't. We don't have any control over nature, and that's kind of why gardening's fun, because it's always different.
Yeah, it's always fun. So listen, we'll be back here in a couple of weeks with Jan. We'll get the full tips of the month for what we should be doing in this month. It's always fun to be out here, Jan. Thank you.
Alrighty, see you soon.